Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a very serious show in store for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, as you guys know, the biggest story in the NBA, right, really in sports probably, is what's going on with the NBA, especially after the FBI arrested names like Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier. Then after that, everybody started reacting to it. And then not too long after that, we started to hear more names come out. One of those names that also surfaced was former NBA player, top 75 player, and Kevin Garnett. And Shams was the one that actually revealed that bit of information there. He broke that story. He then also broke the story surrounding Ty Lue's connection to the case. And that one was a pretty big piece of news. We did a live about it. And a lot of people reacted to that. So we're just kind of looking for what to talk about today. And then I see another story. Another update from Pablo. And I want to put up the post for you guys here. It says, per Pablo finds out, Hall of Fame tight end Antonio Gates reportedly hosted and played in a rigged poker game. And I'm like, you got to be joking right now. So then I went to Pablo's page to kind of see if he was talking about this. And he did, right? Because he reposted it, and then he said a few other things. He then said on his page, Pro Football Hall of Famer and former Chargers tight end Antonio Gates hosted and played in an alleged rigged Miami poker game. Sources with direct knowledge tell Pablo finds out. That was organized by Curtis Meeks. Meeks was indicted by the federal government on Thursday. And it then goes a little further. The post he put before that, he goes, update, a number of former pro athletes played at private poker games organized by those indicted by the DOJ in Operation Royal Flush. One of them, according to multiple sources with direct knowledge of a game that took place in 2019, was Kevin Garnett. Then before that, this is the one we talked about, Clippers head coach Ty Lue was also in attendance at the alleged rigged April 2019 poker game in Las Vegas. Sources with direct knowledge tell Pablo Torre. He says, but sources say Lue did not play at the same table as good friend Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups. So that's the news there. Then NBC also reported on this. NBC also reported on it as well. They said, report Antonio Gates hosted and played in rigged poker game. It says Pablo Torre finds out. Again, Torre reports that Hall of Fame tight end Antonio Gates hosted and played in a rigged poker game in Miami. Torre adds that the game was organized by Curtis Meeks, who was included in the sweeping federal indictment that named more than 30 defendants. The indictment accused Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups of serving as a face card in rigged poker games. His presence and involvement was used to lure fish who were swindled with high-tech methods for fixing the game. Gates, who spent 16 seasons with the Chargers, retired after 2018 season. He was enshrined in the Football Pro Hall of Fame early this year. He has not been accused of any wrongdoing or named in any federal court filings. Gates currently works for the Chargers as a Legends ambassador. So that's the update there. What are my thoughts about this? Well, folks, look, I think that many more names are going to start to trickle down the pipeline. And I believe we're going to hear more and more names. I believe that once these charges start getting handed out and these various people that were picked up in this FBI raid, they start looking at the time that they're going to be facing, I believe that some people are going to crack. Because I don't think people are willing to spend the rest of their lives behind bars. And I think we're at the point where if people can do anything to save themselves, they will. You look at Chauncey Billups, who he was coming out of court, he wore a Clutch Sports Group sweater. I don't believe that that was by mistake. I believe that that was like, hey, you guys better fix this. You guys better get me out of here. That's what I believe. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's what I believe. And I think that a lot of people are going to be trying to save their own tail. I believe LeBron's camp put out in a statement saying that they were unaware that Damon Jones, his good friend, was using information on him and other players, was specifically him, to give out this information to these guys, right? Because I personally don't believe LeBron would be involved in something like this. And the reason I don't believe it is I just can't fathom what he stands to gain from all of this, right? The risk to reward ratio is just too high. Like, the risk is just too high. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. If you're looking at some of the guys that were mentioned, none of them are really on the level of a LeBron James, especially financially. Obviously, Kevin Garnett earned a lot of money playing in the league. Ty Lue is still a current head coach playing in the league, earning millions. I get that. But LeBron is in a totally different echelon. I just don't see him being involved in something like this. But now what we're noticing now is beginning to cross over to different sports. Initially, we were talking about the NBA, and now we're talking about the NFL. We're now hearing NFL guys names being brought up into this thing, and I think more and more people are probably going to get brought up, right? And I think that the leagues are going to need to get ahead of this quickly, right? Because these guys, what they were doing, I mean, you're basically taking advantage of people that don't know what the heck is going on here, right? And the risk that the NBA doesn't want to run is that, well, fans just start coming out and say, well, how do we know anything is real? Because if you do that, then you lost your product. Because once people lose confidence in a product, then you've lost it. Like, I used to be a huge WWE fan growing up, huge wrestling fan. I used to be a huge one until one day I found out that it was fake. It was all choreographed. And then it just took a lot out of it. Like, I was like, ugh, it just took a lot of the excitement that I had for it, because I'm like, okay, wait, this is not real. And that was for me. Now, it doesn't mean that it's still not a big sport and a lot of people don't tune in and watch it. I'm just speaking from my vantage point. But I think that the NBA is going to do everything in its power to not do that. And the commissioner is going to need to get on top of this as quickly as possible. Some people felt like the comments that he made during that Amazon Prime stream, I forgot what game it was, I think the Knicks game. Some people feel like he didn't come out strong enough. They also brought up the fact that the NBA had already conducted an investigation into Terry Rozier, and then he was later on found guilty, but he also gave his reasons. And don't forget, Commissioner Adam Silver is also a lawyer, right? So he knows what he's going to say and what he's not going to say to get himself in trouble. But hey, this is the current update. We'll try to keep you guys updated as more information comes out. But for now, you guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and we'll catch you guys on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.